Have you ever had that feeling where you spent ages learning a new language, but the moment you step out into the real world, it all just disappears? Well, today we're going to dig into a really simple idea that actually holds the key to a super powerful learning method. We're going to see how a chaotic place, like an airport, can become the ultimate classroom. Let's dive in. It's a frustration that pretty much every language learner feels. You nail the tests, you understand the audio in your textbook perfectly, but then you walk outside, and suddenly everything falls apart. The world is noisy, people talk way too fast, and it feels like you haven't learned a thing. So, what is going on here? Well, this problem actually has a name. It's called the listening gap. And it's that giant chasm between the clean, perfectly spoken audio you get in class and the messy, unpredictable, accent-filled world of real life. That gap, that's exactly where our understanding breaks down. Okay, now what if I told you the solution was hiding inside this one little instruction from our source material? I mean, it seems so basic, doesn't it? But this prompt, it's actually a brilliant blueprint for bridging that listening gap we were just talking about. It's more than just an exercise. It's a full-on simulation of the real world. So yeah, the airport. Let's really break down why this specific, and let's be honest, chaotic place is actually the perfect unofficial language lab. It's custom built for sharpening your real-world listening skills. Just think about everything that's happening in an airport. It forces your brain to juggle so many things at once. You have to filter out all that background noise, you're constantly adapting to a wild mix of accents, and you have to switch between two totally different modes of listening, those formal announcements and just casual, informal chats. It is a complete workout for your ears. Okay, so let's start with the first skill this whole airport scenario really drills down on: how to understand clear, formal, and totally critical information. This is listening with a real purpose. Picture this. You're at the airport, you're chilling, maybe got your headphones on. Then, a muffled announcement crackles over the loudspeaker. Your heart kind of jumps, right? Was that for my flight? This is what we're calling the gate change challenge. It's a real-world test, and yeah, it's got real consequences if you miss it. Now, the announcement itself, it's very structured. It's designed to be clear. But notice the key bits of information in there. You've got the flight number, the main message, gate change, and then the new crucial detail, gate 94. It's like a little listening puzzle you have to solve on the spot. And what's amazing is your brain just instinctively runs through a little checklist just like this one. When you hear that announcement, you're not just passively listening, you're actively scanning for specific data. It's a really targeted skill, and this is the perfect training ground for it. All right, so you've nailed the official announcements. But now comes the real challenge: trying to navigate the messy, unpredictable world of just casual, everyday conversation. And right here, you can see the difference so clearly. That formal announcement, that's just a statement of fact. But the casual conversation, it's all over the place. It's full of doubt, people interrupting, mishearing things. To understand the question, wait, did he say 94? That requires a totally different kind of listening. This is where we make the leap from just hearing words to something called active listening. You're not just processing data anymore. You have to understand the speaker's confusion, the context of what they thought before that they were at gate 49, and the nuance in their question. It's just a much, much more complex skill. So if you look at the two side by side, you see this really clear trade-off. Announcements are super high in clarity, but, pretty low in complexity. Conversations are the exact opposite. They're often low in clarity, but they're incredibly high in social and contextual complexity. To be truly fluent, you have to be able to operate in both of these zones. So let's pull all this together. Why is this airport simulation, an idea that came from just one simple sentence, such a powerful model for learning that actually, sticks? Bottom line, it works because it's real. The learning is happening in a rich, meaningful context, not some sterile classroom. It forces you to switch between predictable things, like listening for a gate number, and totally unpredictable things, like trying to figure out what two people are talking about. And because it feels real, the skills you build translate directly into real-world confidence. And that really leaves us with a bigger idea to chew on. The airport is just one example of a real-world classroom. What about a busy coffee shop, or a supermarket checkout line, or even a public park? The real question to ask ourselves is, what other complex environments could we break down to create these powerful learning simulations for any skill? Once you start looking for them, you'll see these classrooms are absolutely everywhere.